All right. Hey there, folks. Buck here, Buckman Hangout. Been a few weeks, just been busy with some personal stuff. But it occurred to me the other day, something I want to talk about for a while, and it has to do with my service dog. So, yes, I'm a service dog. He's for my PTSD, helps me control my anxiety, and, keeps me calm. He's a 70-30 split. So he's 70% Belgian Malinois, 30% German Shepherd. Caesar, come here. Come here. Up here. So you guys get a, come here, buddy. Up here. Up. There he is. Hey, buddy. Anyways, yeah. And then I got my other little man. He's a little rescue dog I got down there. Uh, so I've had Caesar for 5.5 years. I've been service dog for about 4 guys. And, he's the absolute love of my life. Our ashes will be together when, be it both our times come, and then we'll be in the same urn. So that's how I feel about this particular animal. So, but this occurred to me is that there are, because he goes with me everywhere, 24/7. He flies with me, airplanes, goes to dinner, grocery store, you name it. And he is very well trained, but he's still an animal, he's still a dog, and he has his moments, and sometimes he can get you in trouble. But most times he's absolutely fantastic. And the best compliment that I can get, and I've gotten many of these, is, "Oh, he's so well behaved. I can't believe how well behaved your dog is." Or I was on the airplane, and this has been said a couple times. And I walked by like I had no idea a dog was on the airplane because he was so quiet. Now Caesar, being his breed, he can go 0 to 100 like that. He can explode. And there are certain things that set him off. Now he's also a protection dog. Now he's not trained in terms of he's going to bite your arm off, but get in front and bark and whatnot. And Malinois, they absolutely, once they adhere to you, man, they absolutely love you. And it doesn't matter where I'm at. If I'm in the shower, he's right outside the shower garden. If I'm sitting on the toilet, I have tons of pictures, of that, from little puppy all the way now. He's always guarding. So he's my boy. But since I take him out in the public, I deal with people all the time, and there are 3 annoying things that people do. Okay. And I'm not calling out, saying, "Oh, these people should know better." Most of the time, 98% of the time, 99% of the time, it's simply done because, they mean no harm. Okay. Uh, but so I'll just do them from, 3 to 1. So number 3, the thing that is annoying is, eye contact. So let's say I'm, I don't know, in a restaurant, and an attractive woman walks in, and I glance at her. Okay. Or maybe I look her way. I guess a momentary glance. But if I stare at her, staring, it's creepy, right? Or maybe, I don't know, she, takes it as hostile or weird or whatever. So with an animal, especially a working animal, staring at them sometimes it can disturb them. It can break their concentration. And being a Malinois, it's a type of dog breed that he may perceive it as a threat or a challenge. And that's the way Caesar takes it. Like, oh, he's staring at me, and he stares back. It's like, oh, you want to go? So last year was an AA. Yeah, I go to AA sometimes. Um, I had him on a long leash, and we're in this room before it began. And he's sitting actually about 3 feet from me. And we had this gentleman there, and he looks like Mr. Miyagi, a really small Asian man, a Japanese guy. And for some reason, he wanted to walk between Caesar and I. And that's one thing you just don't do, because Caesar's like, nope. And so Caesar kind of, jump in his way and give me a little what for, which is me a little bark. Hey. So the guy, I said, "Sir, yeah, he just doesn't want you walking between us, but you can walk around him." And I noticed the guy starts staring at Caesar, and I don't really think anything for the moment. And I turn towards the girl I was talking to, and she's like, "Hey, he's really staring at your dog." And I turn back, and he's got his hands in his pocket. He's just staring, like he's going to stare down my dog. He's been watching too many movies, and the next thing I know, I'm like, well, this is going to get interesting. And Caesar lights him up. Caesar's bark is not as bad as his bite, but it is loud. He only weighs 58 pounds, and I mean, just exploded on him. And I kind of let it happen, I guess. But afterwards, I said, calm them down, and I apologized to people in the room. Like, holy shit! I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, why are you staring at him? He's like, well, if you stare at a dog, you can calm them down. I'm like, you need to read a little bit more about dogs, especially Malinois. And I don't expect, again, people to know about Malinois. I mean, not everyone knows what a Malinois is. I mean, most people think it's German Shepherd because he looks kind of like a German Shepherd because he's got some German Shepherd in him. So he's got the body of a Mal, but his head is certainly mixed. But uh, it is what it is. And so when you stare at a dog, you can break their concentration. So staring is certainly something that can get annoying. And I get it because he's, a lot of people are dog people or they think he's a good looking dog. And I get that a lot. Like, oh, your dog is so pretty. You're so handsome. And, thank you. Well, the second thing, because staring normally leads to what? Talking to my dog. Back when he was in training, I had a collar made and it said Caesar. And the trainer was like, yeah, take that shit off. I'm like, why? He's like, because people will want to talk to him and they're going to call his name. And although the way we train him is that so he doesn't respond to anyone, he doesn't listen to anyone, no matter even his name, he's not allowed to do commands for anyone, whatever. And because people go, oh, he's so pretty, what's his name? And I'm like, Caesar, and like, Caesar, pretty boy, and they'll start talking right away. And or they'll talk regardless, and sometimes I had to go, hey, if you don't mind, he's working, and Caesar will look at him sometimes and then just, he'll come back, face forward or whatever it is. But that can get annoying. And just know, again, you're breaking the concentration of, a service dog. And, there are dogs, like a seeing eye dog, for example, if, you're talking to them or staring at them and break the concentration and they may fail in their task. So, oh, there's a quiz. So the most annoying thing. There you go. Come on. What do you think this means? Their service dog. But here's right here. Do not pet. It's like this one. Do not pet. I bet you most of you know what it means. Most people, even children, know what it means. I've had children come up and say, "Do not pet. I can't pet your dog." There's a certain percentage of people out there where adulting is difficult. I don't understand where people or why people feel entitled that they get to pet my dog. I was in California because that's where I got him. I was living near Huntington Beach and I was having lunch with my girlfriend one day and this gentleman walks by and he goes, oh, that's a cool looking dog. Can I pet him? And I said, no. And I'm eating. And he's like, oh, well, why can't I pet him? And I'm like, I don't understand your question, sir. And he's like, well, why can't I pet him? I said, because I said no. That's why. But if you really want to know, first dog and he's working. And so that would break his concentration of you petting him. Now, the thing about Caesar is he's not going to let anyone pet him he doesn't know. He's going to yell what for. He's not going to rip your arm off. He can snap. And I don't want him to doing that because that's on me, right? And he'll give you a little bark like, hey, man, don't pet me. I was at a restaurant one time, same girlfriend, and sitting there and under the table, I see his hand, this old man sitting next to me going to pet my dog. And he does pet him. And Caesar, he turns to look because I guess he knew, and he knew it wasn't me, and he got upset. And now Caesar, he broke his concentration. He was just so upset and I had to go outside and sit. And I told the guy, see, you don't pet someone's dog. And that's the thing. They'll go, oh, well, I didn't see it. The giant do not pet. And I'll say, okay, I'm going to be a dick. You should never pet someone's dog without asking. That's just, I don't know. I think it's common sense because you don't know how the dog is going to respond to you. It's also, I don't know, courtesy, asking to pet someone's property, their dog. So those are three things, staring, which leads to talking. And although the talking doesn't lead to petting, the petting is almost always on its own. Person just decides, hey, I'm going to pet the dog. Or, a lot of people do ask. And when they ask, I say, no, you can't pet him. He's working, but thank you for asking. And children, I've never had a problem with children. They have been fantastic. At least with their age, they can talk and read. It seems like they are very aware, and that means good parenting. So thank you, parents, for that. And thank you to everyone who asks and who respects, the space. I go out of my way to make sure that I don't get in people's way. I get it. You go to a grocery store with a dog and people are like, what the hell, a dog near the food? And, he's trained not to sniff. He's not touching anything in there. And so I do go out of my way to make sure that he doesn't get in people's way. And I appreciate when people, help us out. And most people do. So anyways, those are the three things that are most annoying from out in public owning a service dog. That's all I got. Bunk out.